Don't you worry, the clip's about to begin, but don't forget to subscribe. Or else, don't make me turn this website around.
We have Abbie in New York who wants to know how to deal with Christian family when she isn't sure if she believes or not. Hey, Abbie, how are you? Welcome to the Hang Up.
Hi, I'm doing well. How are you?
Not too bad. So when you say you're not sure if you believe or not, what do you mean?
Yeah. So I grew up on Christianity since I was very young. But as I'm getting older, reading more into it, I'm seeing like the flaws and like the missing puzzle pieces within it. And I'm like, I don't really know if I believe in this. And also like, just like the negative, like not stigma around it, but like almost how Christians represent themselves in today's society, especially, with the whole they don't want to wear masks and everything, and the whole like racism, all that stuff. I really don't want to associate myself with that. So I'm just trying to, figure out where I stand in terms of religion and the steps I can take, if I want to leave Christianity eventually.
Yeah. So just for clarity, and because I want to make sure I'm fair, not everybody who identifies as a Christian could be easily summed up as anti-mask or racist or any of those things. And none of those things, if you find like there's plenty of things that are distasteful about a variety of different religions. The fact that the Catholic Church is basically a criminal organization that's been shuffling pederast priests around and hiding them from prosecution for years. And they're not alone. There's a number of Protestant religions and churches that have been doing something similar. So, but that's a PR thing. The real issue of whether or not you believe is, are you actually convinced that a God exists, and a particular God at that? And if you're not, then you're probably not a Christian. You may or may not be a theist. But what label you wind up using is ultimately up to you. And so I can understand the being in a position where you're not sure what you believe. But my first take on that's always the same thing. If I'm not sure whether I believe something, then clearly I don't, because I can't imagine that I could believe something and not be aware of it, while I'm actually thinking about it and examining it. Now, I might have a belief that I'm unaware of just because it's never been examined. But if there's a claim, this God exists, or the Bible is true, or this version of Christianity is true, if I'm not sure whether or not I believe that, then to me, it seems obvious that I don't. Where are you at, Phil?
The only thing I thought of, Abbie, is that you don't necessarily have to bring it up. If they do prayers around the table, if they talk about it, you can always, try to find other subjects. I mean, if they really push you, you have to decide whether you want to be true to yourself or not. But you don't owe anybody an explanation of where your mind is at on this topic, just like you don't have to explain to anybody your positions on astrology or homeopathy or, other weird things. You can just go and have fun if they allow you. Now, if they're going to fight you and compel you, then you may have to make a choice. And maybe that choice is, hey, this year with COVID going around, I'm just going to stay home and be safe away from everybody. That could be an out this year.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Abbie got disconnected. So I don't know that there's anything else to add for Abbie directly, but Abbie, if you're listening or you watch this back later, Phil's exactly right. You don't owe anybody an explanation. And when it comes to dealing with family members who believe, at a minimum, you can just say, I'm struggling. I'm thinking, I'm not sure what I believe, and ask them to pray for you. But if they start badgering you, it's not worth having a conversation, whether you agree with them or not. If somebody's going to say your participation and respect in this family is going to be contingent upon whether or not we agree on a particular version of religion, you're probably better off without them, even if you agreed with them on the basics of that religion. And it's perfectly fine. And you should feel empowered to remove people from your life that are not a positive influence on your life, if they're going to be destructive in this, I see no reason to.
Yeah, you can always change the subject and say, would you like another piece of ham or a turkey or eggnog or something and walk away. But Yeah, that can be rough. That can be rough. Thankfully, I can dodge that whole thing. I know, Matt, you've had some struggles with family and emails and letters in the past. I got really lucky. My parents were convinced I was going through a phase at the age of 13. And I said, oh, it's a phase. You'll grow out of it. Nope, never grew out of it.
Yeah.
Never.
Hey, thanks for checking out this clip for The Line. While you're here, hit that like button, hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and then share this with that bitter uncle of yours who loves talking about the good old days.